Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, Trump names an AI and crypto czar, and agencies are falling short on IoT cybersecurity compliance. It's Friday, December 6, 2024. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Here are today's top headlines. David Sacks, a venture capitalist, former CEO of enterprise social network firm Yammer, and podcaster, will join the incoming administration in a new role President-elect Donald Trump referred to in a Thursday night announcement as the White House's AI and crypto czar. In a series of posts on Trump's own Truth Social platform, he said Sacks, quote, will guide policy for the administration in artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency, two areas critical to the future of American competitiveness. Trump said that Sacks will, quote, focus on making America the clear global leader in both areas while safeguarding free speech online and steering the nation away from what he referred to as big tech bias and censorship. Another key priority for Sacks will be working on a legal framework so the crypto industry has the, quote, clarity it has been asking for and can thrive in the U.S. As part of his role, Sacks will also lead the Presidential Council of Advisors for Science and Technology, Trump said. In other news, a handful of federal agencies missed deadlines to complete Internet of Things cybersecurity requirements called out in a 2020 law, a new congressional watchdog report found. The IoT Cybersecurity Improvement Act of 2020 required the National Institute of Standards and Technology and the Office of Management and Budget to develop guidance for securely procuring IoT, the network technology and devices typically connected to physical objects like buildings, vehicles, and other infrastructure. The law also required 23 civilian federal agencies to implement IoT cybersecurity requirements, though a waiver process was established by OMB. According to the Government Accountability Office, 3 agencies said they wouldn't be able to finish their IoT inventories by September 30th, and 6 did not share their timeframes for doing so. One agency, the Small Business Administration, said it does not use any IoT and therefore would not be compiling an inventory. The GAO wrote in its report that, quote, until OMB and agencies ensure that agencies are meeting OMB's requirements, the agencies will not be effectively positioned to assess risks so that they can impose appropriate security requirements and take other mitigating actions. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.